Mirror, Mirror inspired Rachel Ziegler's version of Snow White. At least the original plot, before Disney doing reshoots on the movie. Before Disney basically forced Rachel Ziegler into doing film reshoots. The original plot of the movie looked like, to me, from the set photos we got in early 2023, in early 2024, before the movie was supposed to, 2023, before the movie was supposed to be released the year after. Snow White 2025 looked almost exactly. One that was done by a completely honest movie. That's what Disney basically does with their live-action remakes. They make it just to make money. Mirror, Mirror on the channel. Matter of fact, it's on my channel if you want to watch it. I condensed it into a somewhat to 1 hour video. It's in an almost a half-hour video. Almost. Before any of you get angry at me, let me explain. Mirror, Mirror and the live-action Snow White have, Rachel Ziegler's version, have something in common. Before the Disney buyout, before 20th Century Studios would have the Disney, which Disney saw an opportunity with the flopping of that movie and basically swooped in and bought 20th Century Studios. Basically being its saving grace. But did Disney take something after they but wait. The thing I think they took out was Mirror, Mirror. I really do think that Disney basically got rid of Mirror, Mirror from their canon. Why we haven't gotten any Mirror, Mirror? No matter how you slice it, the movie is a remake of Snow White beat for beat, with some added changes. Added changes that I think inspired the Mirror, Mirror film. In a way. I'm not saying that all these changes inspired Rachel Ziegler's twisted, feminine version of Snow White. Only two things I think inspired Rachel Ziegler's version. Snow White live-action film concept better. Not to be concerned with the Huntsman Winter's War. That's a prequel. They did was a complete change of their characters. The dwarves were no longer miners in a mine. They were bandits robbing from the queen, like Robin Hood robbed from Prince John in Robin Hood. When they find Snow White outside their cottage, they do take her in, like in the original. Basically takes pity on the young princess. Now we know that the dwarves didn't take pity on Snow White and let her stay out of pity. We know they wanted her to stay for free house cleaning. At our mark is where Snow White's remake differs. There's one more scene that I think the kingdom she was heir to before the queen took it over. Now keep in mind, Snow White was brainwashed by the queen in order to believe that she was too weak to rule. But turns out, Snow White did pretty well. Snow White led the dwarfs pretty easily. Snow White was right. The evil queen conditioned Snow White from an early age to make her believe that she was too weak, considered weak, to rule the kingdom. That she deserved that in all of her beauty, the evil queen deserved to be the one to rule. Now, without any musical numbers, I think Mirror Mirror did better. Mirror Mirror was a better and more financial movie. Ziegler's Snow White would have succeeded. Why I like Lily Collins over Rachel Ziegler. I think Lily Collins does a better Snow White. She sounds like a child, something that Snow White is meant to represent. Snow White is a child in I think this Snow White live-action remake will still be lambasted by critics, even when it comes out on Blu-ray. To the point where I think people will buy the movie just for giggles and then talk for Snow White. A matter of fact, I think Rachel Ziegler was a terrible choice for Snow White. The calm and gentle figure of Snow White and Rachel Ziegler. Do you see? Is basically what Snow White shouldn't be. A feminine version of her former self. This is why I'm basically deleting it from my live-action Disney remake breakdown rewatch series. Because this movie makes me mad. Mad to a point where I want to start a YouTube angry mob and with pitchforks and torches. I am really ticked right now. I almost swear there, but I didn't. This movie, Mirror Mirror is a good one. I do actually have a backstory with Mirror Mirror. I saw it online. I didn't see it in the theaters or on Blu-ray. I saw a trailer for it on a DVD of Alvin and the Chipmunks with Shipwrecked and sort of thought it looked good. I have an older channel where I posted a reaction video to that movie. Matter of fact, if you look up my, I do have a old videos file on my YouTube channel. It's in my playlist. Before it fell into water and sadly died. So but believe me, that was before the era of the Fire Stick and the gaming chair. So I didn't really have the skills to do reaction videos that good. That was before I even had a Fire Stick an Amazon Fire Stick in here. So I'm afraid that I had terrible. I rebranded this YouTube channel to Ian Lamont Briego channel. I haven't decided what that YouTube channel is going to be. That second channel is going to be. It's going to be something, but I don't know what it post until later. This is which I think did Snow White better. Gotta give it again. I gotta give it to to Lily Collins' version. So that was interrupted. Now, where was I? And I said many in parentheses because there are many ways this movie is better than the Rachel Ziegler version. I'm sure Disney buried this movie. It would have been nice to see what a sequel to Mirror Mirror would have looked like. Video's not done yet. I still have one more topic. The gown design. Why I'm talking about the gowns next? It's Snow White. The fashion sense is needed to be discussed. Of the main character. I already talked about Gal Gadot's Evil Queen versus the other one early on in the video. Snow White's designs look almost childlike. The butterflies and birds on her gown is very reminiscent of the 1939 version. A princess that is in tune with nature. Snow White's always been a princess to me that has a love of nature in the Rachel Ziegler version. Sure, there are ones I don't like the wedding dress design. That one is bad, but the other ones are pretty enjoyable. Now, Lily Collins is busy with a Polly Pocket movie. But I think that movie could be canceled because we haven't gotten any announcement for it yet.